welcome to SportsvibeTV. Today we're here with former England and Arsenal captain Faye White. Faye, could you tell us a bit about what we're doing here today?
We're here really celebrating an event for Barclays and the Football Foundation in their Spaces for Sports programme. It's a 10-year anniversary, which has seen them put a lot of money into the grassroots football and certainly into building facilities like this for communities not only in Islington but all around the country.
And what has been your role in all this?
It's really as the profile of this facility is linked closely with Arsenal, and obviously Arsenal do a lot of work in the community, and we've worked a lot in the past with them. Obviously I have through the club link as well, and it's just here to come and profile the event and to be part of it really and celebrate kind of all the good work that's gone on over the last 10 years.
And moving on to women's football, quite a lot of good work has gone into progressing that at the moment. How much do you think it's increased both in popularity and standard?
It's massive. I've obviously been involved in just under 20 years from playing with Arsenal in England, and you just see the number of girls getting involved in the game and playing is just tripled. It's into the millions now rather than into the few hundreds when I was starting to play. I used to be the only girl that would come at a school or out in the playground with the boys to play, and now there's local organised sessions and organised things for young girls and teams that have developed over the grassroots teams, but also centre of excellence structure, and obviously with the England teams as well. You see the media profile increase in the fact that they're on telly, and when they go to European and World Championships it's often covered now in the media, which is shows the progression and it's getting better. We still would want more, certainly from someone that's been within the game, but it's certainly on the up.
It certainly is. Now, you mentioned that you'd still want more. What do you think specifically could happen to make it progress even further than it already has?
Yeah, well, we've got to a point where now top England players are being supported on full-time contracts with England and the FA. But I think we saw recently, you saw the rugby women doing very well and winning the World Cup. So I think there is a lot of progression that's happened. But something like that, where England could win, there's a World Cup in 2015 over in Canada, and maybe that is just the next step that it would ignite maybe people to come out and support the local clubs in the WSL and also England games more regularly. We've just in the last month or so, it's been announced that England will be playing for the first time against Germany at Wembley in November on the 23rd, and that's obviously another big step to kind of I've played all my career playing for England but never played at the Wembley, so for that to happen and for the girls to have that experience just shows that people's perceptions and also the opportunities to do that kind of thing is there now.
Absolutely. And in terms of your former club, Arsenal, they've always been a very dominant force in the ladies and indeed the men's game. How have you been watching them much this season? How have you felt about the way they've been getting on?
Yeah, well, I've played for the Arsenal ladies for 17 years, so I'm firmly a supporter of both the women's team and the men's team now. And I work full time for the ladies team, so I obviously see everything that's developing and doing well. We've not as successful this year so far in the league as previous years. We've been leading and winning the league year after year for the last decade or so. So it's times are changing in the women's game. There's bigger oppositions like Man City, Liverpool, Everton and Chelsea. They're all starting to develop and learn and be able to compete with the likes of Arsenal ladies. But on the men's side, obviously they're doing well in recent months, winning the Community Shield and obviously the FA Cup last season. And I've had some good signings I think in the transfer window, which it looks certainly exciting to say for all Arsenal fans to get behind the team this season.
And do you ever still get a little frustrated that you can't still be out there when you're watching games? Definitely.
I think every ex-player does. I loved it and I played it for so many years, and just then to stop and then when you actually do try and play, you can't do what you used to do and everyone's running around you so much quicker, can be quite frustrating. But no, I had my time and I loved it, and I'm still just so glad to be involved in the club and certainly still trying to help profile the women's game in general.
Of course, and back to the men's side of things a little bit. Obviously a big talking point at the moment is the signing of Danny Welbeck. A lot of people saying it's a really high profile signing, some supporters not so happy. What do you think? How do you think he'll get on?
I think he would be good. I always felt he was a little bit harsh done by with the criticism that's put on him, certainly when he was a Manchester player, and also when he played for England. And I feel, obviously he's a good player because he can play in different positions, but I'm sure he'll flourish with Arsenal because they're a passing team. They're real build up. Their style of play includes every player on the pitch, and I think he'll do well at Arsenal.
And just finally, your predictions for both the women's and the men's title. Who's going to be picking up those trophies?
Well, in the women's, it looks like Chelsea at the moment, top of the league. We actually lost to them last night narrowly, so they're doing quite well, and that season will finish in October, so we'll find out. And then the men's, it'll be a tough race with Man City, I think, and Chelsea look strong, but I'm going to say that Arsenal are going to be up there, and I'm going to be willing them on the whole way too.
Nice bit of positivity. Thanks very much for joining us, and all the best.